They can't kick me out now. Hey guys, my name is Imani. I am a beauty, lifestyle, and fashion YouTuber, and today I'm coming to you with a video about all of the most frequently asked questions that I get around speech language pathology. I know that this is something that I would love to see when I was applying and trying to figure out what programs I was gonna go to, so I really hope that you guys get a lot out of it and enjoy this video. So let's just get started. The first question that I got, and this is from a subscriber who has really just been like loyal. Thank you so much, Amanda. So your question was, do I like the program, or how do I like the program? I really do like the program. There has been tons of ups and downs. I think that's with any grad program, but I do really like the program. My #1 plus with the program is that I'm able to, or I was able to work as I'm doing the program, and for me that was huge. I didn't want to stop making money while I was studying in grad school, but for some people that's not as important, and if you don't like the time that it takes to get through the program, then like you probably won't like the program. I have to be honest. It is it's like a recipe for burnout. That is the #1 complaint that all of us have in my program, because it's hard. I mean, you just kind of get over it, and then you look at what you have ahead of you and you have like another 2 years. It's like, wait, how am I supposed to do this? Like, I'm done, I'm burnt out. So I do really like the program. I do think the professors are great, but you know, I don't love the burnout part of it. I do love that I've been able to work, but I don't love the burnout part of it. So I think there's just pros and cons with the program in general. Another thing is that the program is pretty new. It's not 100% set in stone, and there's not a lot of people in the program. I think there's like 400 altogether, which is like the most that they've ever had at this point. So there's just a lot of learning that a lot of the administration has to do, as far as like organization and just sending messages out. I mean, like, this is grad school, so there is tons of information and announcements and tests and changes and class schedules and things that is just so important, and it's annoying to miss out on those things. Like, if you know, you know, when you like have a class registered and your schedule is set and then something changes, you know? So I do think the program needs to work on that, but otherwise than that, if you are willing to roll with the punches, if you are a self-learner, if you're someone who can motivate yourself, then I think you would love the program, and you would like it just like I do. Second question is how clinicals are. I can finally answer this question because I just had clinicals today. Literally earlier, I just came from my clinicals, but I like my placement so far. I mean, it was just my first day and I fell in love with like 5 kids. I'm working in a special needs middle school, so it's tough, but I'm really excited to just make things exciting for them, to make them want to learn. It's a lot of children who are working on like literacy and a lot of phonological awareness. It's going to be a lot of fun to really work with these kids, and what NYU does is, to explain the process, is they set you up with a clinical placement, because NYU has several relationships with several different sites. So you can really have your clinicals anywhere, and you have no power over that. I had no power over where I was gonna get my clinicals. I was just placed, and that's it. So it really is hit or miss. You do go on interviews, and you can, you know, work with your supervisor to see if it's going to be a good fit. But so far, my supervisor is so cool, and I can already tell I'm gonna learn so much from her. So things really gelled today, and I think if you have that experience, you will love your clinicals. And then there's some places that you'll have and you'll be there for 12 weeks and you'll be like, okay, never again, and that's fine, because it really is for learning. And I think at this point in my graduate school career, that's all I want to do. All I want to do is know better, like what I like, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. I just want to learn. So I'll take anything at this point, and I really am happy with my placement. Another question was about the workload. What is the workload and what does it cover? So first, what the workload covers. I'll start with that one. The workload really encompasses everything that ASHA wants us to learn. And ASHA is the governing body over everything speech pathology. It's the American Speech, Language and Hearing Association. But basically they set the standards for what SLPs need to learn. Education and curriculum is really set for speech language pathologists. For our grad programs, you have no control over what you're gonna learn because we learn everything, okay? Basically everything that has to do with the head and the neck, that's what we learn as SLPs because that's what we do. The coursework at NYU encompasses that, and of course they try to do a little bit more. There are elective courses that you can choose that vary upon like what you want to do and what's offered, of course, but you can do, like right now I'm going into an autism class, which will really go along with my placement. But I also have taken a class on multiculturalism. I'm also taking a class on dysphagia, which is swallowing disorders in children. So you can really mix it up when it comes to electives, but there's a core set thing that you need to learn as a speech language pathologist, and we have no control over that. At some point in your program, you will hit every piece of that. But as far as the workload for SLP at NYU, it's hard. Like, it is no joke, it's not easy. It's hard. I personally think it's harder because I'm not on campus and I am like a one-on-one learner. I love being around, not one-on-one. I guess I love the school environment. I love being around other people. I love asking questions. I love talking to my professor. Like, I love making friends with my professors and the TAs and really just like getting into the community. That is my jam. I did it in college. I did it in high school. I did it in elementary school. Like, I just love that. So it is hard not being on campus. But I can say that if you can motivate yourself and check out my other videos, because I talk so much about like finding a schedule that works for you, and once you do that and you find a study method that works for you and a schedule that works for you, you'll be fine. You will be fine, and hopefully the 3 years will go by really fast. You know, I'm just crossing my fingers for you because for me it's going by so slow. All right, the next question was how I am personally handling it all. I am taking it day by day. I am learning what works for me. I have learned what works for me, and at this point, like, we just had 2 weeks off for break. I completely disconnected. I was on my computer. I played Sims. I don't even know if you guys know that game or play that game, but I played The Sims for about 2 weeks straight. And if you know anything about The Sims, you start it and you don't stop. I need that. Like, I need to go out, have fun, not think about school. Like, I need that every so often, so that is something that I have to do. But everybody is different. I handle it by really just honing in when I need to, and then totally letting loose and forgetting that I'm even a functional person in the world. I do that as often as I possibly can too. Also just reaching out to people, and I haven't done that until like the last few semesters. I became friends with a few girls who I really like lean on as far as like, what do you think about this class or this assignment or whatever. I think getting that community piece has been big for me. And that's how I really handle it all. I you know, go crazy every few weeks. Finals time, y'all, I go crazy, but that's just a part of the process. Okay, there were a few questions that I got on Instagram. Someone asked how the program is structured. So we have core classes that need to be taken before you can start the actual graduate coursework. So the thing with NYU is that if you did not finish if you didn't get your degree in speech language pathology, that is okay at NYU. They will still accept you because that's what happened to me. My undergraduate degree is in linguistics, and I didn't have all of the core coursework for SLP. So I finished it up at NYU, and then from there I went on and went through my grad courses. There's no like lecture and then like undergrad, I forgot how they did that, like lecture and then like a practice session. It's nothing like that. I have classes like, I would say 2 to 4 times a week. And then usually there are, for the harder classes or like more meaty classes, there are TAs who will host extra hours. Sometimes the professors will hold like office hours, but you don't have to go to those. It's just like if you were to show up for an office hour, you know, on campus, it's the same thing. It's not mandatory. So once you finish the coursework and you finish your undergrad courses and your coursework, there is a practicum sequence, and this is what I'm in now. So I have taken Prac 1, Prac 2, and now I'm in Prac 3, and basically it's a progression until you graduate, for you to start getting your clinical experience. So you start off getting your clinical experience at something that's called Immersion Week. It's a week at NYU. I have a video on my YouTube channel, and I can link it in the cards, but I went to NYU for a week, and basically it is an opportunity to get different experiences. They set you up with a pediatric site or an adult site, and they train you. Like, they show you how to use different tools that you would need in these settings, and a lot of the stuff has been like more helpful than things that I've done in my courses, just because you actually get to do it. And then of course the fun part is that you meet all the people that you've been in class with behind a computer screen. 15 weeks, so it's a good week, but you do that twice. So after you complete that 2 times, the 3rd time they figure, okay, you're ready to go do this yourself, and that's what I'm in now, Clinical Practicum 3, where you go out into the field in your own community. So I'm here in Brooklyn, you work in a site in your own community. So you do that for another 3 semesters, and then you're out. That is how the program is structured. I hope that made sense. Oh, tests. You guys ask about tests all the time. So tests are proctored online, yes. They are still proctored. You actually just sit face to face. So I use the camera on my computer, and you turn it on, and it's through a system called ProctorTrack, I believe it's called. And what they do is you show your ID, so you have to make sure that it's you, and it goes through and just basically watches you take the test. It watches your eye gaze, it makes sure that your eyes are on the computer and you're not looking off. There also can't be any sounds or noises. So basically for the past 2 years, whenever I take a test, I text everyone in my house, like, leave me alone for the next 2 hours. I'm taking a test, there can be no noise. Like, it really is, they will flag you. And what happens is, if you do something that sets off the system, it flags it, and then it lets your professor know. They watch it back, and they determine if you were cheating or not. So to save yourself, I really just like stay glued. It's just me and the test. That's it. And yeah, most, if not all, of the tests that I've taken have been proctored. Okay, next question is about the professors. Someone asked how the professors were, and in my opinion, the professors are one of the best parts of this program. They are so knowledgeable, and they all have such different perspectives. It's been really cool for me to know that I can bring my personality into this profession and my perspectives on things. And I love that there's just not one cookie cutter way of doing things, and you see that when you meet the professors at NYU. Just everyone has had such different experiences in life, outside of their work, in life, and it changes you and it gives you different perspective. And I feel like it's the most important thing in the world to not just do a job. Like, I don't want to just do a job ever, you know what I mean? I mean, that's why I'm doing YouTube. I want to have meaning, I want to have purpose, I want to have interactions, I want to bring more to what I'm doing than just the job. So I love that each professor at NYU is either quirky or really nerdy or loves research or, you know, believes in multiculturalism because of how they grew up or whatever it is. It's just all been so great. There's stutterers, there's people who didn't learn English until college. I mean, like, I've met really, really great people. So professors are A1 at NYU. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. There are so many questions that I have gotten, and I hope that this video really just put it into all one tight bubble for you guys that you can come back to and rewatch in case you ever need more information. You're thinking about applying to programs. I know that it is like one of the hardest things in the world, but go for it and, you know, use your resources. Ask me anything. I'm here. I have no problems with answering questions, and I'll do it honestly too, because I'm in the program already, okay? I'm going to tell y'all the truth. They can't kick me out now. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching this all the way to the end, and if you did, leave me #SLP2B. Leave that in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.